Hi, this is episode 14 of year 3 of Journey to Becoming a Stronger Version of Myself by doing a double bodyweight back squat. It's been a couple more weeks than I'd like it to have been since the last update. Start the new academic year, things have got a little bit kind of manic and time seemed to have evaporated to sit down and have a conversation with myself in front of a screen. But I managed to catch my breath a little bit today and put some numbers down and reflect on training. So it could be, it's been going quite well, but it's just been a challenge to try and fit training in around the new timetable and times where I've got some availability and I've got some energy. So I've had to kind of go back to training a bit earlier in the morning than I would prefer. But again, I can't have everything in life. I can't just be a full-time athlete after training when the window's available. So if I'd have recorded this 2 or 3 days ago, I think my mindset and mood would be quite different. But so what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks is doing the VLT approach, velocity threshold training, looking at a 20% cut off in my max work set, which is at the minute 120 kilos. Trying to get 120 kilos for 10 reps within a 20% velocity loss threshold cut off point. When I started that, I got around about 4 or 5 reps and I would cut off. And having done that, I felt like I wasn't getting enough exposure to get better. So that my 2 previous sets in the kind of workout were submaximal, and then 1 work set. So I was cutting off the volume from the velocity, which is kind of what the literature says. I was like, I don't feel personally like I was getting the exposure to enough reps to get better. So then I kind of thought, well, I don't want to kind of undo the good work that VLT does in terms of not training through fatigue and kind of doing those slow, grindy reps and probably still not doing myself a lot of favours. So what I then was I did singles. So whatever reps weren't complete in the set of 10, I'd add a single. So 20, 15, 10, 20 seconds, rest between each rep. And over a period of weeks, what I found is I could do, get the set done and never hit underneath my kind of lowest threshold, that cut off threshold of, I keep saying threshold a lot, I don't know why. Anyway, so say I finished the set using the VLT approach at 0.34 meters per second. I could do the other singles that I needed to do and stay above that speed. So I think I didn't really hit into the kind of really excessive fatigue, but I was building up the volume. Over the last 2-3 weeks, I hadn't really seen any change. I was probably slower than I was way back when before the summer break, and I hadn't really progressed very much. I was doing the work, but I wasn't seeing the benefit of it. And then today, I don't know what had happened. This was a sudden leap. Just got better. I'll just bob the data on. This graph is now getting a bit more complicated. And as I look at the graph and try to explain, I realise it's probably not as easy to make out as the one before. So these orange bars here represents reps completed before I hit the VLT cutoff. Okay, so I got around about the 4, 5 or 6 mark before summer. Summer kicked in, and then I really dropped down to somewhere between 4 and 2 reps at my very worst. Back up to kind of 5 reps again, and then today, all 10 reps done. That's all 10 before the VLT threshold kicked in. Okay, I was like, I didn't know what to do. In fact, there was a point in time, around about rep 8, that I did say, Ronnie Coleman, lightweight baby. Probably shouldn't have done that. Got a bit carried away, but I was happy and excited. I'd met the goal. I'd done 10 at 120. So that was the first part done. I don't think I've gotten to a point where 120 is finished with yet. And I've only done it once. And as you can see from that image there, if I can bring it back up again, that orange bar there is very, very different to all the previous ones. So I think I need to make sure that's a consistent adaptation before I get too far carried away. And the other thing that's kind of muting the excitement, if you like, is my best rep is still not fast. It's not as fast as it was way back in kind of May and June time when I started this program. It's still under 0.5 meters per second. So when I think about how I view getting stronger, which is moving the same way faster and faster and faster, I haven't done that yet. What I've done is built my endurance, my capacity to do the work has gotten better. I don't fatigue as much during the set, so I can lift 120 more frequently. I'm just not lifting it faster, and it's the the velocity, that's probably a better indicator of increasing maximal strength than the average velocity over the set. But what I need to do is build up my capacity to tolerate more and more work, add more weight, more and more work, and then progressively move towards less reps and heavier weights. But in the past, I've been far too quick to go, right, done it, right, move up, done that bit, move up. I've got to adapt to this kind of doing that. Can I repeat that? And am I now starting to see my peak velocity, the best rep within the set, be 0.51, 0.52, 0.53, 0.55, and consistently show that I'm moving that weight faster and not still then falling off the edge of the cliff from a fatigue point of view. So it is good news, and I'm very happy with that, but I've also got other ways of looking at it which are still on the way up, but not where I want them to be to show evidence I've gotten stronger. So the question that I get asked me, people walking around the corridors or go anywhere in essence, is going, are you any close to doing double body weight squat? Yes and no. Okay. Can I do more reps of more weight than I did at the beginning? Yes, that's evidence there. From evidence I can pull from that set, have I been able to move one rep of a heavy weight faster than I was before? Not yet. So have I gotten stronger? Yeah, depending on how you want to think about strength. If it's, can you move a weight faster? Not yet, and that's probably the next thing to come. But what I can say is there's progress in what I'm doing now, and I'm happy with that. Hopefully that progress continues. So this is where the data side of things becomes messier and more complex, but again it's about kind of thinking about strategically what am I trying to do and how am I trying to get there, rather than simply chasing, can I just keep adding on singles and just keep adding more weight on it. It's like, I've got to build the robustness, the tank, the energy to tolerate much heavier training than I'm doing now, and know that I've got to go through a process to get there. Before I can do singles and doubles, I've got to go down from 10s to 8s to 6s to 5s to 4s, and not feel like I'm breaking myself in the process, which I'm not at the moment, so I can only say that I'm working in the right way. Hopefully I'll still be as positive this time next week.